Test. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Let me know how we sounding. We're gonna wait a couple minutes. We're gonna break some stuff down. You already know the drill. Make sure you go ahead and like the live as y'all hop up in here. Subscribe. If you're not subscribed already. We got a couple setups we're looking at. So who was in the live yesterday? Or watched the Sunday chart analysis? Who was in the live yesterday or watched the Sunday chart analysis? Y'all should be up for the week so far. Should be up for the month so far. We're gonna break all that stuff down in a second. Now we do got a couple news events today though. We got a 350 Japanese news. So we're going to, I do like this GJ setup, but because we have news literally 30 minutes away, I'm going to wait to see how the news reacts. But like we was talking about yesterday, if we could hold 193.20 as resistance, which we see prices breaking down right now, going down to 192.60. All right, because again, losing that reversal territory, lose that last line of defense, and as we can see here, last time we was consolidating at this level, we respected 192.65 as support. We never broke below that, held it as resistance. So we do got a little bit of work to do for the downtrend to come into play. Now, what do we look for buys on this? Unless we break back above 194.45, which is why we're talking about looking for sells. Last night we also talked about, not last night, I guess last night technically won the session, but yesterday's stream We also talked about GN cells, where we could break below and hold 24.55 as resistance. And again, this is why you want to wait for that retest confirmation. So the only difference between going for a sell here and going for a sell here was simply just the way for price to break below and hold it as resistance. Did a nice drop during New York session. Did a nice retest last night during Tokyo session. Did a final drop there, so we could have had a nice move in New York or Tokyo session. GN did the course gold, went exactly as projected. Then did a nice retest. Big push. Did a retest right at 9:30 open. I feel like this stuff. I feel like let me turn this music down. I feel like it's a little too loud. Turn this music down a little bit. Oh yeah, it probably is. There we go. That should be a little better. That should be a little bit better. Right, but again, gold's right back where we left off yesterday. But again, only difference between here and here was price held all that support. Again, right at 9:30, opened a nice retest, shot up here, chilled here around 2 o'clock, 2:30, and then the Tokyo session opened up last night, did a nice little push. So we're going looking for buys still in gold as well, because we are still bullish as we can see, right? So if everything's showing us buys, we're only going to look for buys. So as far as where we can look for buys in gold, it's basically the same game plan as yesterday. As long as we can respect and hold 33.50 as support, well, not even as long as we can respect and hold, as long as we can respect and hold 32.26 as support, right? We will still look for buys, but since we're right here, if we can maintain the whole 33.50 as support, we can look for buys going back up to 33.74 and possibly back up to 33.96. So that's what we're looking at with gold. And of course, man, I talked about this in the Playmaker University yesterday. This is why I'm not against doing my SL in profit, right? I'm about to give y'all some extra game. I talked about this with the members of Playmaker University yesterday, right? So one, this is why I always want to go with the flow of the price, and this is also why I'm not scared to get wicked out and look for possible re-entry. Now, obviously, with every trade you take, there is some risk. That's just part of trading. But with every trade you take, you have to accept all those risks with consequences, as well as weigh out and determine if the risk you're looking for is worth the risk or worth taking. So this was a signal we took. And it's still valid. I might re-enter this in a second as well. But this was the GU signal we took on yesterday. If y'all was in yesterday's live stream, we broke this down. And you can see it did the same move. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Hold on. I just got a big email. I'm just looking at this stuff. All right, cool. So, anyways, like I was saying, right? So this did the same move 3 different times, right? Yesterday. So imagine if I just held this position the whole time. This is where a lot of times people's emotions get fucked up as well, because especially in the beginning and you don't really understand how to read the charts properly yet, it can fuck you up mentally, right? Watching price shoot up and shoot down, especially if you were up 20-30 pips and watching it go back to your entry and up another 20-30 pips back to your entry. When it says when you got 20-30 pips securing products get whipped out and you're possibly looking for another re-entry. So instead of just holding this trade over and over again, I was able to catch the same setup 3 different times, right? So that's just another tip right there. Now again, doesn't mean every time you get wicked out, jump into the trade again. You still got to do a proper analysis and all that stuff. And like I said, it's not always a guarantee that that's going to happen as well. So you still have to determine if that's something you can see happening and if you're willing to take that risk. You know what I'm saying? So GJ is taking a nice push to the downside. Let's see what GN's talking about. GN's kind of chilling right there. So I'm not going to look for a sell here on GN. I'm going to wait for the break back below 24.55. Hold that as resistance just simply because if we're chilling here, this is still reversal territory. But I know if we can hold these levels, we can see sales continue. But GN, as you can see, the market structure is just fucked right now as well. But there's still a setup if we can hold that low as resistance. You can see that wicked price reverse back to the upside. So we're just gonna let price do its thing right here because again, if it fails to break back below here, it could try to push back up here, where we could look for buys again, like we was last weekend, last month. All right, so I'm actually gonna move my alert back. If we didn't hold this level, I'm gonna move my alert back up here. There we go. Got a new 5 minute about to pop up in a little bit. And again, we do got JPY news at 350. So we're gonna let that play out. I want to see it. I just want to make sure that if volume does kick in, it's still going to hold us underneath that level. Because, like I said, with GJ, obviously, is doing exactly what we was talking about yesterday. What we was talking about at the beginning of the live stream. Like I said, last week it did this as well, or not last week, 2 weeks ago it did this as well. But it really struggled, as you can see, to hold 192.60 as resistance. So I want to see if that news is going to help us, one, maintain and hold 193.25 as resistance, but also see if we can push through these levels here, because that's what we really need to break through for the downtrend to come into play. Got NAS retracing. Yeah, so we got a few sets we're going to be looking at today. Again, y'all make sure to like the live if you haven't already and subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. We just hit 3,600 subscribers. And we're halfway there to 3,700. We can get to that easily. Just dropped a fire video for y'all yesterday. Make sure to check that out after the live if you have not already. I'm going to drop that in the chat right now. But again, if you guys got any questions, drop in the chat. When you're looking at your charts, drop in the chat. But you already know the drill. We're just chilling, patiently waiting right now. We got about 4 minutes, some change to the next 15 pops up. So I really want to see if we can hold this low support again. Because again, we struggled 3 times yesterday to break 35, what's that, 35.90 as support. I'm not 35.90, 35.60 as support. And again, this is why we enter and exit off these levels. That way we can, again, know the best places to enter and exit at. And also we're prepared for the next possible push or rejection. You see what I'm saying? So again, when you understand the rules of price and you also have these key price levels marked off, you're always prepared and ready for the next move. So there's no getting blindsided or shocked or surprised or confusion why prices randomly went this way or other way. Everything makes sense when you stick to the playbook. So again, I like how this is holding as support. So we're gonna see what this next 15 looks like. All right, new 15 just popped up. Let's see what we got going on. Nice drop. So, yeah, we got about 20 minutes. I don't know what be going on with Japan, but they always be having news events at like weird times. I don't know. Maybe it was weird to me. It's like it's never like you know how like other news events it'd be like a dead set 30-minute increment or quarter, right? It'll either be like right at the new hour or 30 minutes in, sometimes 45 minutes into the hour. I don't know. 350 is a weird time to me, but is what it is, though. We're still going to see how that plays out. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Y'all join the free signal free Telegram. Y'all see on your screens how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link and check out for yourself. Yeah, we're in the last month of quarter two. We went yesterday. Well, I took more position, but it was one signal. We went 1-0 yesterday, caught nice 25 pips. But as far as how we ended last month, we went 19-1, giving us a 95% win rate, but we took one loss last month. Catch a total of 33,162 pips. You see that by scrolling to June 2nd. You click right here. It's going to take you to the beginning of the month, May 1st. You can literally see every single trade we took. We send a link out every time we go live. We do the recap of the day at the end of every day, recap of the week at the end of every week. And of course, like you saw, we do the recap of the month at the end of every month and the recap of the quarter at the end of every quarter. I do got some crypto updates and stock updates dropping this week as well because I know it's been a little minute. But I got some updates dropping for y'all this week, so make sure to be on the lookout for that. As far as how we ended last week, we went 4-0 last week. Not bad at the end of the month. And then as far as how we did quarter one, let me click the right thing. That would help us, huh? There we go. All you gotta do is go to the beginning of April. And then you can see here, this is how we ended quarter one. January, we went 17-3, February 14-1, March 13-1, ended the quarter 44-5, giving us a 90% win rate, catching 155,207 pips. So as you can see, we average a high 90% win rate, not just on a weekly basis, not just on a monthly basis, but a quarterly basis as well. Again, you can check all that stuff out yourselves by hitting that first link in the description. Everything is data timed and documented. And just like this week, at the beginning of every week, we drop the Sunday chart analysis. Make sure to watch this week's Sunday chart analysis. If you're just finding me over the weekend or today, I want you to watch last week's Sunday chart. I just go over what we see price doing Sunday going into Monday. It goes over what we see price doing throughout the entire week. Again, look at this was what NAS was looking like at the beginning of last week. And I told y'all we was going to be looking for buys, and we still have bullish momentum. Again, this is what NAS looked like at the beginning of Sunday last week. Look at it now. All right. Again, watch that video. You'll hear me. Again, it's literally right there. So I want y'all to watch that so y'all can hear my analysis, hear what I was saying. We can see price do where we can see price going, and then look and see how this week price started off. And I also want y'all to watch, of course, this week's Sunday chart analysis. A few charts are already starting to go as projected. So make sure to check that out, because if y'all watched that Sunday chart analysis or was in yesterday's live stream, you could have made some money. But again, we can kind of see besides GJ, price is kind of just consolidating, chilling near these levels. So like I always talk about, we're simply just waiting for volume and our confirmations to be met. Again, as far as today goes, we got JPY news popping off in a little bit. And then at 10 a.m., we got USD news. And then later on tonight, when markets reopen at 9:30, we got Australian news. Yeah, so we're going to need to hold this low so we can take out those highs to the left. We'll see if we can do that today. Because again, they rejected that level three times yesterday. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, y'all. Y'all see it scrolling at the bottom of y'all screens. Instagram playmaker_way, TikTok _playmakerway_. Post every day on both pages. Just dropped a new video for y'all yesterday. Make sure to check that out after the live. All playlists are up to date. Right now, I'm really just watching, see if we can hold this level of support. You can see the wicks. But we need to hold that level of support for price to do anything. And then when this news pops out, we're either going to see if price is going to retest this level for us. Whoops. We're going to see if price is either going to retest this level for us. And look for a sell. But mainly want to see if we can hold this level as well. This isn't a terrible spot for a buy. Let's see a possible buy here. Yeah, so we got a few opportunities right here, y'all. Got a new 15 about to pop up in 1 minute. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we're looking at any charts, drop them in the chat. Again, these live streams are for y'all. So any trading questions, now is the best time to ask because I got the charts out and y'all got my attention right now. But you already know the drill. We're just chilling, patiently waiting. I see this news going to do something in a second. All right, we're about to see this one retest for us. G is rejecting this level, so we're not gonna do anything. We got an alert, so we're gonna know once price breaks back above this level here. So we're just gonna let G do its thing. See NAS. So yeah, we're gonna be paying attention to NAS and GJ right here. All right, here's the retracement. So we're about to see if we can hold this level as resistance, y'all. Again, we can hold 193.20 as resistance. We're going to be looking for sales going down to 192.60. That's what we're looking at right now. How's this looking right here? So we got a few setups right here. Yes, I like how GJ and NAS are looking right here. All right, new 15 just popped up. That's me looking at NAS. So again, anything too crazy. We got 10 a.m. news. So this is also a good example of, again, you always want to just be prepared, because not every high impact news event does these crazy candlesticks and volume spikes like you see, or where high impact news is infamous for. It's not always going to be the case, but you always want to just be prepared, because you don't know what price is going to do until it does it. So gold's taking off. I want to see if GU can follow suit, but it's not. So gold didn't retest our level. We're still going to look for buys. So again, really going to look for buys here if we can retest and hold 33.48 as support, or if we can break above and hold 33.74 as support, we can look for buys going up to 33.96, which price failed to break last night. Yeah, GN's got some work to do, so I'm not gonna look at GN no more. We're gonna exit out of that. Pay attention to these two right here. I need to put an alert here because I do like how that's what I'm just looking right here. So sure. We're gonna be on for a little bit longer, y'all. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we look at any charts, drop them in the chat. Really watching this right here because we might jump into this. NAS looks like it's trying to move as well. Yeah, so we got a few options. GA rejected. So we're not gonna pull the trigger on GU. Let's see what we got going on here. What about gold? So gold, well, I just went over that. All right, so cool. I just went over that. But gold, again, we're still bullish. And by the way, y'all, make sure to hit that first link in the description and check out the free student free Telegram. Because again, I do give projections for throughout the entire week, and I just dropped that literally on Sunday, so not too much has changed. A couple charts has gone as projected, but if y'all haven't watched this, make sure to still check that out. All right, y'all. See your screens how we did last month, the last quarter, went 19-1 last month, it was 95% win rate. But as far as gold, we're still looking for buys, right? As long as we respect and hold 33.26 support, we're still looking for buys. As far as where it's at right now, we're looking for a retest here, barely missed a retest at 33.50, but if we can retest and hold 33.50 as support, we can look for buys. Or if we could break back above and hold 33.76 as support, we can look for buys going to 33.96. So that's what's going on with gold. I'm mainly paying attention to GJ and NAS. Main pitches GJ, NAS, and gold. GU, if my alert brings us back above here, we're still looking for buys on GU as well. But I'm mainly paying attention to NAS and GJ right now. Gold, once it breaks back above one of my levels or retest one of my levels. But I like how these are looking right here. New 5-man about to pop up in a little bit. Yeah, I'm liking how NAS and GJ are looking. Excuse me. Had to hold it in, y'all. I didn't want to ruin y'all's eardrums. Yes, I'm liking how these two are looking. You probably have some trade ideas because we might jump into this in a second. I do like how these are looking right here. Yeah, nice wick right there. We can look for a buy here, but I'd much rather look for a buy. We can hold 21,490 as support. Okay, I'm just going to pay attention to GG right here. Again, we do got news at 10 a.m., so do keep that in mind. I like GG right here. The reason why I say that is because, again, it's all about going for high probability, high quality setups, right? So we are bullish, so buys are still valid, but we can see here that time and time again, price keeps on rejecting. Let me make sure I'm not muted. All right, cool. We can see here time and time again that price keeps on rejecting this level over and over and over again. So yes, we can see buys here. We're going to see price reject again, but I know we can break above and hold as low as support, which we failed to do so yesterday. I know to hold as low as support, we can see buys continue. Right, so that's why I really want to see price hold as low as support. Now we can see short-term buys here, though, of course, but the one that would give us the highest probability of price continuing to push and fly is if we can hold that next low as support right there. Yes, I like GJ, so I'm gonna let GJ do his thing right there. See if we can push down. Just hit TP1 on GJ. Let's see if we can keep it. Yeah, so look for buys here. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave G alone. I'm not gonna really mess with price if it comes back down to here. I'm just gonna look for price and buys we can hold this low as support or break below and hold this low as resistance. So we're gonna let GJ do his thing. We're just a TP1. We're going to see if we can make a new lower low in the smaller time frame. And then we're gonna let that do its thing right there. Again, it is the first week of the month, so we got a lot of reports coming in, not just today, but later on this week. Especially looking at tomorrow, we got the infamous ADP popping off, as well as a couple other news events, and of course, we got Thursday and Friday news popping off as well. Yeah, we're gonna let GJ do his thing. Looks like GJ's doing a nice push. But I see we take out these lows to the left right here. That's a nice drop right there. Make sure you like the live if you haven't already, y'all, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Oh crap! I just knocked something over. Give me 1 second. Fuck, I just spilled some shit. I'm gonna have to sweep that up after the live stream. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we're looking at any charts, drop them in the chat. Okay, we just hit two nice drop right there. Nice drop. So we're already up about 15, going on 20 pips right now. And again, if you guys want to get notified as soon as I enter a trade, my entry SLs, TPs get updated while I'm in the trades. Other setups going into the day, every day going into New York session. Y'all know what to do. Click those links in the description. Either join the Advanced Play Signal Room, or if you want to learn my exact strategy step by step, become a member of Playmaker University. Or, of course, I do one-on-one sessions. I still got a few slots for one-on-one sessions available. But yeah, it's literally that simple, y'all. It just takes patience, and it's all about going for high probability, high quality setups. It's really that simple. What's going on, Demetrius? See up in here. What's going on? Can we look at AUDJPY? Yeah, we can. Let me just pull it up. So I haven't traded that since like 2023, maybe. So I definitely ain't got no levels marked off of those. Just brought back some memories though. I used to trade all these pairs back in the day. Let's see what we got going on though. Right, and this is proof in the pudding. So you can literally see like just the evolution and improvement, because you look at my charts don't look like this anymore, right? So this is how you know I haven't been on this chart in a while, right? And again, if we look at, we don't see any sell or buy positions anywhere last year at all, because again, I haven't traded this since, like I said, 2023. And again, like always, I don't lie about anything. You can literally see the stuff stopped in 2023, right? I haven't traded this stuff in 2023. And you can also see how I improve with marking off my levels, because my levels do not look like this anymore, right? We look at GJ for, oh my God, GJ is fucking tanking. If y'all hopped into this with us, shout out to y'all. Y'all should be nice and in profit. But look at my levels now, they do nicely, right? So again, that's what I'm telling you. That's why I always revamp the Playmaker University and the course in there at least once a year, because like anything you do every day, you should improve, right? But let me fix this up so I can give you some actual setups to look for today. So give me 1 second and I got you. Oh my goodness, I don't even know what I was thinking of all these damn lines. This shit is insane. That's probably why I fixed it. This thing's a mess. Yeah, just give me a couple minutes though. I got you. You guys got any questions? Drop them in the chat. When I'm looking at any charts, drop them in the chat. And I got y'all. Man, this is a mess right here. I just gotta clean it up a little bit so we can talk about what we need to talk about as far as today's concerned. Meanwhile, GJ is fucking tanking. And again, we called this setup out not only Sunday, but yesterday as well during the London session live. But obviously, we look at yesterday, price failed to hold as low as resistance. Again, only difference here is we just patiently waited for the retest. And now look, we got that new lower low getting made, just like we was talking about. Literally, we do this live, y'all. So everybody they be like, "Oh, you be on live or these trade breakdowns are bar." Like I literally had a dude the other day talk about, guys, you got to be smart. This is a bar replay, and I'm like, what is the purpose of bar replay? Like, you got to be smart. Like, I don't know, people just don't understand shit. I don't fucking know. Right, but this is why I do these lives because like you can't make up these lives. I can't make anything up or edit a post I made on Sunday, giving my projections. I can't make none of this stuff up. Right, but people still be like, "Oh, you lying. There's no way this, that, and the third." You know what I do to those haters? Nothing. I just eat with the members and laugh. Right, because those that get it, get it. All right, it's not that complicated. It's very, very, very simple. All right, so I got some levels marked off for you. So AJ's pretty much, and by pretty much I mean we're still looking for sales, just like with GJ. So this is what AUDJPY is looking like right here. So we got bearish momentum. It's already doing a dump. It's dumped a little bit more than GJ has for today, but we're still looking for sales nonetheless. Again, we had a nice higher high here. Nice foot hold as low as support, turn to resistance. So now this support low is being treated as resistance. So we got lower lows getting made right here. So we go into the smaller time frame. You see things a little bit more clearly. So as far as today, right? So we can maintain a hold 92.30 as resistance. You can look for sales going down to 91.95. And we can break the low and hold 91.95 as resistance. You can look for continued sales going to 91.65, right? As long as we respect the whole 92.65 as resistance, I still look for sales on this. Now it has done a nice drop, just like how GJ's doing a nice drop. But nonetheless, we're bearish on this as well. So that's what's going on with AUDJPY. Right, so we want to say, let me let the members know to check their brokers and phones because we're making money. Let me see really quick what TP we're at. We're literally about to hit TP4 right now. All right. Don't tease me. We're like a pip away from TP4. And this is why when I be doing the recaps of the day, the recaps of the week, I literally always tell y'all, I'm like, we broke this trade down as well as other setups that went as projected in today's live. Watch the full stream here. This is why when I do the weekly recaps, I'm like, if you're not watching and tuning in to the Sunday chart analysis and the London session lives, you're missing out, right? Because again, I get it. Not everybody wants to pay for this shit, or not everybody can invest in this shit right now. So this is why I do all this other stuff. But you gotta meet me halfway, right? Because again, I don't want everybody to be solely dependent on me. I'm trying to make traders. So if I'm telling y'all, hey, I get it. Y'all want to get a taste and see what trading is really like. Wake up and be live with me so y'all can see what it's like, right? But again, the social media has ruined trading, right? Because everybody thinks it's all about scalping. Shout out to the scalpers, right? But a lot of people don't scalp properly, or everybody thinks that You're supposed to be in and out the markets in 5 minutes because there's all these clickbaity videos of, oh, I just made 10K in 20 minutes. I can't believe this. Oh, I just made this in 15 minutes. So people think you're supposed to just open the chart and in 5 minutes, if you don't see a setup or enter a trade, then people just people just aren't interested. But when we enter a trade, people be upset. I'm like, you got to be there before the move happens. That's how you catch the move. If you're there before the move happens, right? You're not trying to. That's how people end up falling for fake out liquidity sweeps because, again, what do I teach the members and students? Not to chase price, but follow the flow of price, right? It's very, very, very simple. Again, y'all saw me look at all these charts. Y'all saw me deduce down to the ones I was looking for setups on. Y'all saw me walk through the whole process of the GJ cells, waited for the retest, entered off the retest. So we're going to see if we can make a new lower low. We see a new lower low happening in real time. It's literally that simple, y'all. Just practice. Let's see what we got going on up in here. Hi, I am just a new trader from UG. All and things, bro. Hey, what's up? What's up? Make sure to subscribe to the channel. After this live, make sure to explore the playlist. Okay, we got multiple playlists over here. We got the day trading tips playlist. That playlist I go over, like it says, day trading tips. So I might go over some charts, go over how to read the chart, support, resistance, supply, demand. I might go over trade psychology in some of those videos. Literally anything day trading tips wise is in that playlist. Then I got the trade breakdown playlist, which is 100 videos of back-to-back-to-back trade breakdowns, multiple different buy setups, multiple different sell setups, all trades I personally took, as well as majority, like 90% of those trades I also took with the members and students in the advanced play student room. So make sure to explore the channel. Also, make sure to hit the first link in the description on the free signal, free Telegram. You see on your screen how we did last month and last quarter. Yesterday took a W today. Went 4-0 last week. As far as how we ended last month, we went 19-1. We took a one loss last month, give us a 95% win rate. And then, like you see on the quarter, for the quarter, let me go to it real quick. And then April, we were 16-1. So that's how we're doing so far, quarter two. But as far as how we ended quarter one, we went 44-5, gets a 90% win rate. So again, we literally averaged 90% win rates on a weekly, monthly, and quarterly basis. So when I have those videos talk about I achieved a 94% win rate, 100% win rate, again, I ain't lying. I know it's not as popular or as mainstream as the internet would like you to know, but again, if you're not just jumping for every setup and you're literally following your trading plans and your rules every single setup, you're only going for high probability, high quality setups, you're not going for reversals, it's literally possible to have a high 90% win rate consistently. Because again, there is no such thing as B plus C plus setups. There's only A plus setups. We only go for A plus setups. You get what I'm saying? But nobody should close this trade red. We've dropped a shit ton of pips. We dropped like 20, 30 pips. So nobody should be closing this trade red. All right. Don't let this winner turn into a loser. Let's see what else we got going on up in here. No problem, no problem. So yeah, we're gonna be on for a little bit longer, y'all. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. We'll be looking at any charts, drop them in the chat. All right, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the live. Shout out to everybody that's been alive since the beginning. Shout out to everybody that's been alive since y'all joined. Make sure you hit that first link in the description. Join the free signal for your Telegram, y'all. Again, if you want to be notified so that into these trades, you already know what to do. Join the Vince Play server, link in the description. If you're interested in how to identify these levels, my exact strategy. Join Playmaker University, sign up for one-on-one sessions. If you guys want to contact me directly, y'all can DM me on Instagram, TikTok, or Telegram. I'll respond to all messages. I'll let GJ play out. Again, we do got news at 10 a.m., so make sure to keep that in mind. And yeah, make sure to watch the video I dropped yesterday for y'all. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I got some new posts dropping for y'all today as well on there. We'll be back at the same time tomorrow on this session of UST.